but there's an accumulation of evidence that I think would impress any magistrate or judge I've ever worked with.
Good.
I would be happier if we had a motive tied down.
Well, I'm not sure that it'd make me any happier, but it would certainly give me more clarity.
I'm sure. We do have to bear in mind the possibility that they plead insanity.
She's not mad. I've never encountered such a calculating mind.
Yes, I can believe that. There is something more that has come up.
What?
More evidence. I can't tell you more than that right now. We're still establishing the person's credentials. But if what she says is true, it can have a major influence on the case. Potentially, it's the first piece of evidence we've got that's a little bit more than circumstantial.
There's nothing more you can tell me?
I'm sorry, Mr. Haynes. I don't want to get your hopes up and then discover it's just a hoax.
Look, I understand that the state prosecution is sometimes undercapitalized, so if there's any way that I can help the prosecution, resources, funding, manpower, anything.
Thank you.
And legal advice as well. I do have access to the finest London and New York after all.
Mr. Haynes, thank you. And I understand your anxiety. But I think you'll find we have the capacity to bring this case to trial and deliver a verdict of guilty. I think we'll go to trial quite soon. The investigating officer has basically tied up the case.
Funny, I thought the evidence was mostly circumstantial. The links to my client are tenuous at best.
Except for the witness. The retired forensic expert your client went to for advice on a body in a mine shaft. Funny coincidence that.
I wouldn't call it a coincidence. This old bat you says saw my client.
He's a respected forensic scientist.
A respected forensic scientist who's come forward on a number of occasions to help police with their inquiries. As I understand it, certain investigating officers have had to physically chuck her out of the door to get her off the investigations.
She's just a concerned citizen, trying to help.
She's a senile old bat who can't accept she's no longer important. I mean, she probably gets a couple of would-be writers phoning her several times a year for advice for their detective stories. Then she sees a story about Chirel and bingo, conspiracy theory.
She can identify her.
Her face has been all over the media. She's better known than Miss South Africa, and I think I'll be able to prove that to the court.
We'll see.
Don't worry. It's not your fault. The case is weak because of sloppy police work. See you in court.
No doubt. I just had a little visit from Sherelle Haynes' lawyer.
I heard he's quite arrogant.
Quite. That's an understatement. But he's clever. Everything's going to have to be watertight in this case. Absolutely unassailable.
Well, I think it is.
What about the small woman?
Who do you know? She's strong. I mean, she absolutely is positive that she met Sherelle. I mean, she even remembers the conversation. And she's ex-forensics. I mean, that's got to look good in court.
Well, JJ's going to try and convince everyone she's a batty busybody. And he may be able to convince the judge. Apparently, she's pushed herself into cases where she wasn't exactly wanted.
I heard that she was just trying to help.
We'll just have to be careful with her, that's all.
Are you sure that this guy's going to be able to discredit her? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, she's pretty sound. And she's with it.
I think he's going to try. But he's going to have to convince the magistrate. And who's going to stand up in court and say she's nuts? No cop's going to do that.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Still, I mean, this whole thing, it's worrying.
Don't worry. It's a strong case. It doesn't all rest on Beulah Moore. Look at the forensics.
Yeah, I know. I don't want anything to go wrong in this case. I mean, if Sherelle de Villiers gets off, I don't even want to think about it.
You and me both. Thinking is there might be less media excitement, but the truth is your wife is a bit of a media uncle. Good-looking woman like that murdering her husband's son. Kind of thing that sells a Sunday paper.
Yeah.
We will end up in high court for sentencing anyway. Regional can't hand down life.
No chance they'll be reinstating the death penalty then.
No. But I can understand the thought. South Africa is a country with a civilized constitution, but a savage reality.
Right. Look, sorry if I managed to offend you previously. Just that I had an awful lot to deal with.
Of course, I understand.
So if there's anything more I can do...
Mr. Haynes, the findings of the international fingerprints experts and the fabric specialist who identified the culprit truly cemented our case. You provided them. I think I can safely say you've helped as much as is possible.
Yes, but if there is anything else, you will let me know.
Yes. I suppose you've heard that Leon Duplessis has resigned from the police force.
No. Will that affect the case?
No, he'll still be a state witness.
Why did he leave?
I don't know. I am aware of... There's been talk. He gets too emotionally involved. But then people have said that about me too.
His resignation will have no bearing on this case?
No, no bearing whatsoever.